And I said, well, that's one thing we've got.
Saddest breakup song ever.
What?
Saddest breakup song ever.
Is it?
It is.
Oh, I did not. My first time hearing it was not the original. It was like an a cappella version.
Yeah.
Did you hear that one?
Yeah.
It's super good. And it's like, oh, wait, I should know that this isn't
Yeah.
happy, but I don't. It was probably today years old when I really realized that, but that's okay.
I actually legit watched that movie with a girlfriend of mine.
Breakfast at Tiffany's?
Just so that we could say that.
And it was the beginning of the end.
It didn't come up when we broke up.
It didn't. It did not come up. Well, it's one thing we've got.
Have you seen Breakfast at Tiffany's?
Oh, man. I might have seen fractions of it eons ago.
Yeah.
There's so many movies I haven't seen. It's a shame. It's a shame.
It's an okay flick.
I shouldn't admit all these things.
Yeah.
For those who are already listening, because apparently we started the episode even though we haven't started the episode yet. I changed the set. And we have a TV that says our logo in the background.
It is a little, like, it's kind of funny because it's got like great bokeh, but we're shooting pretty shallow, so it's like bokeh on bokeh.
That is extra Japanese.
I like it, right?
Yeah. You want to start us off?
Welcome to the Carpe and Zen podcast. I'm Joseph Carpenter.
And I'm Jacob Lauritsen.
And together we are Carpe
and Zen.
Thanks for being here with us.
Yeah, thanks everybody.
I don't even know what episode we're on. It's like 13?
18.
18? Oh,
18. Season 2.
He even wrote it down.
18.
Even wrote it down and I missed it.
Well, I just handed the phone to you, so I guess I can't hold you accountable for not seeing what I just handed you.
Yeah, no, you can, because that's exactly what I should be held accountable for, is what I
Thanks. I'm going to put this right down and maybe I'll look at it.
Read.
So, on this note, that is not important. Should we start season 3 in January?
I don't see any reason why not.
Yeah, why not?
Why
and
not?
then it could be a year thing. Yeah. It's a new year,
every year.
New season. I don't know what seasons even mean on podcasts.
I don't know either.
I think it's an excuse to take a break.
Yeah.
It's like, we'll be back next season. Mm-hmm. We had about a year and a half in between our seasons, apparently. We did other things, but not that.
But the fans demanded we come back.
The fans.
It was the fans.
Oh, fans. That's nice. Yeah, that looked okay. I just made that.
Yeah. I think it looks great, buddy.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's awesome.
Cool. All right. So, as we usually do on Monday afternoons.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Oh, happy Thanksgiving, Joseph. We'll get to that.
Oh.
So we record Monday nights, and usually Monday afternoons, I'm like, so are we going to podcast today? And the answer is, well, yes.
Am I sick and dying? No.
Even then.
I'd probably be here.
Absolutely. We enjoy podcasting. This is fun.
This is fun for us.
This is why we do it, even though we don't really have an audience. And that's okay. We enjoy it.
It's more just a chronicling.
It's a chronicling. Yeah.
Something we can always look back on and go, what on earth was that?
Yes. All right. You already said it. Happy Thanksgiving.
Yeah. Did you have a good Thanksgiving?
Oh, I had the Rona.
You better not.
I gotta sneeze.
Oh, that's not Rona.
That's not Rona?
No, Rona's coughing and fever.
And runny nose without sneezing?
Yeah.
Just the runnies of the noses?
I don't know.
It went away.
Sinus.
I spoke its name and it was banished.
Sinus infection.
Infection. I have the worst allergies. Always.
I don't know about the worst. You're not one of those bubble people.
Okay. You're right. I'm not a... You're right.
Be thankful.
I'm not. I had a good Thanksgiving. How about you?
Yeah, it was fine.
Yeah.
It was pretty cool, I guess. You guys had a bunch to. I mean, I came in. Hey, I was Lordson's, you know. So, like Jacob said, we shoot Monday nights, and I kind of just show up, right? And it's usually around the kids' bedtime, and I get to chat with them a little bit, and they had all kinds of great stories to tell about Thanksgiving. So,
Yeah, okay, so my in-laws, they have a really unique property.
right.
They purchased this house just right at the very beginning of the pandemic, and they were able to close on it and just be there. But it was really unique. It was a really unique property because the person who'd owned it before was a long haul trucker, liked to collect things, liked to work on old cars, hot rods, whatever, right? And he had two garages back behind their property. One is just like the workshop, and then the other one, the front half of it, is built out like a diner.
Right. A 1950s diner.
Yeah, but it's not like it doesn't actually have a kitchen in it. But it looks like a diner. It's got the counter. It's got all the things, right? And I knew immediately I wanted to film a movie there. Well, my kids beat me to it because when we went over there for Thanksgiving, my daughter's like, so we're going to make a movie. So she came up with some sort of idea. She shot it on her iPad, and they shot a movie, which you just got to see.
I just saw. I didn't get to. I didn't get to be at the premiere, but
which we showed in the same building. Because the back half is a big open garage where they've set up a big sheet and a projector so you can watch movies.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool. I'm trying to work the magic. So far, I think we're going to be able to use it. Not that it's really a question, but I think they're going to be cool with us shooting there eventually.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Cool. But my daughter got to make a movie there first.
Yeah. She beat us to it. It was really fun. I got to watch this movie.
Yeah.
You know,
it's 2 minutes.
Yeah. It was great.
Yeah.
And I got to thinking, like, what if we had that kind of stuff when we were kids? Because how old is Chelsea?
She's 11.
Okay, so it'd be like in the chronicling of our lifetimes, we'd meet in a couple of years.
Yeah, we were probably 12, 13.
Yeah.
Right?
And, like, I mean, we did get a camera. Your dad had one.
Yeah, my first camera was a Hi8.
Yeah.
Camera. I don't think it was digital yet. It was a Hi8 recorded to tape,
which then
it was Canon
transferred over.
Yeah, and then so the first series of editing was VCR to VCR. You know, so you press record, you press play on one, record on the other, and that's
terrible. So terrible.
That was the ancient days of editing on VHS without the fancy material. Then eventually my dad got like this board that helped control it if you had the right VCRs. And that was cool. That helped to automate the system. Eventually we got to a Sony Handycam, which is digital 8, still recorded to tape, but it was digital.
Right.
All sorts of problems came with it. But that's when we started editing on the computer.
Right.
Yeah.
That was kind of the zenith. Not the zenith, but the genesis.
It was the beginning. Yeah, and we loved running around with that camera. I still have it.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
it's right over there. I still have that camera.
We got it out. We got out the microphone that we used to use.
Yeah.
And it holds up. That was a great mic.
It was a little bit quiet. Which we didn't understand. That's probably a good thing.
Yeah, it's
that means it's clean.
It's a gain hungry mic, but
yeah,
it sounds clean.
Yeah,
I mean it's great.
It was a Sony mic. It was a Sony camera.
Yeah,
but yeah, that was the beginning. And man, if we had like cell phones or something, wildly different. Yeah. There was no YouTube, and it would have been very different. We probably would have gotten in trouble.
Yeah, we legit used to make a DVD copy.
Yeah.
Right. And just run around and show it to people.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I'd go into people's houses and be like, hey, you want to watch this movie that I want?
And then they'd put their thumbs up or down to like it or not to like it, or they'd slam the door.
Sometimes we'd get
I don't know what that meant.
Yeah, it was weird.
it was weird. I don't know.
But anyway, it was just fun to watch.
That was distribution back in the day.
That was distribution.
You got a big TV.
I did.
Black Friday, you got a TV, and I had already spent all my money to get RAM for my computer, and I did that so I would not be anxious, thinking about, these are all the things I'm missing. Yeah. But you got a big TV.
Yeah. Okay. So here's what happened. My wife got talked into buying this large TV. Right. This was before we were married. Quite a while ago, a couple of years ago.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And it was a nice TV. It was a Vizio, and part of the screen just went dark.
No.
There's like and then I realized looking at it, like there's a section that was just dark. At first watching it, I thought that's like a really odd choice. I think I was watching like The Walking Dead or something, and like half of the screen was really dark, but the side where the character wasn't as dark.
Color grade.
And I thought that's a really weird choice. And it wasn't until I watched like a race, right, that I realized, no, it's broke. No, they're not doing that on purpose.
This is not going to work.
Yeah.
So you had to replace it.
So I'm like, all right, we gotta find the receipt on this. We, take it back. We couldn't find anything. So anyway, I've been hounding my wife just on, and finally she's like, okay, we'll get a TV on Black Friday if we can find something good. And I said, yes. So we went to Costco. We were in the Valley at the time, having Thanksgiving with her family, and we got to slip away for a little while and go get supplies. Right, and that's, people that live out here, we go to Costco for supplies. Right.
I mean, maybe other rural areas do this where you drive 3 hours to go to stores.
Yeah.
I mean, we have things here, but we don't have
Yeah.
those things.
Well, and it's not, we just don't have the ability to buy as in bulk.
No.
Right.
Yeah. We do the same thing with Sam's Club.
Yeah. In the area that we are. And like Jacob said, this makes sense to people that live in rural areas, and other people just kind of go, what?
3 hours. That's a different state.
I wouldn't drive 3 hours to go anywhere, right? Yeah. Unless it's downtown. Anyway, so I sat her down and I made her look at these two contrasting TVs.
No, you can't.
And I'm
saturation and everything.
Yeah.
You can't trust what you see when you shop for TVs.
And I'm explaining to her the difference between LED and OLED
this is motion
and QLED.
smoothing. Yeah. This is bad.
Yeah. And I'm explaining to her, 60 frames, 60 hertz and 120 hertz.
Yeah.
And of course, all of this is just going in one ear and out the other. Right. She's not interested. Mm-hmm. And she goes, okay, whatever. Just tell me, the price difference.
Okay.
And I'm building up the sales pitch. Like
I do this with you, right?
So we happened to have a QLED and then just an LED TV. And I knew there was no way I was selling her on the OLED, right? It was like $3,000. And I'm like, no,
that's expensive.
And, I gave it a shot. I said, that one looks pretty good, right? And she says, how much is it? No, I don't have a job right now. My wife's the one that makes all the money, so I'm like at her leisure, right? So anyway, but I did get her down to the QLED and then just the old school LED LCD. And I don't want to go too technically into it, but she goes, yeah, no, that one looks better. Yes.
Step one.
So, long story short, I talked her into this 75-inch QLED TV, which is, my baby, right?
No, I haven't asked this. Is it 1080p or 4K?
It's 4K.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
It is a 4K television.
I don't know that they're making very many big TVs like that less than 4K anymore.
No, I think pretty much most everything there was 4K. I'm not even sure. Okay. Like, you have to look for 1080p to buy it. I had a really hard time fitting it in the car. I actually tweaked my back getting it in. We had to take off the headrests.
Sacrifices must be made.
She didn't think it was that funny, but anyway, I got
This was in your car?
Yeah. And she said, all right, so this is your birthday and
this was your lens.
Yeah. So
there you go.
I guess I don't get a lens anymore.
That's fine.
But yeah.
Sorry, I'm saying it's fine. It's not my choice.
It's a great TV.
Yeah.
It's nice.
What I told Joseph is, well, if we don't get a theatrical release for Ace of Hearts, then we can just show it there.
Yeah. Of course, actually, my brother-in-law has a projector. It's a 1080p projector. It's quite a nice one, right? And we watched, like, the adults went and played games, right? Which I just loathe for whatever reason. And the kids were like, hey, we're going to go watch a movie. And I'm like, I'm going to go hang out with the kids. So, and they picked, of all things, Scott Pilgrim versus the World.
What?
And I'm like, I love this movie.
This is a movie that we've said, if we had had the budget
yes,
and no restraint, it's exactly the movie we would have made with our sense of humor when we were younger.
It is. It is. And I mean, it's better than I think we could have ever done. Like, but I think if we had an unlimited budget,
yes,
like, and the right people, I really do think
people
that's
to fulfill our fever dream. Yes.
Yeah. Because that movie, like, just the animation and the cinematography and the cuts are so brilliant. You know, the way they transition everything. It's just so much fun. Anyway, so I watched that on this, and I was like, wow, this thing's really good. Like, I really want. And so, of course, I'm talking to my wife. I'm like, hey, how do you feel about a projector? She's like, no.
Stop right there. Stop right there.
So I did what I could.
Someday. And then we get the sound system.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
We're working up to it. Well, fun. Yeah, I had a good Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
It was good.
It's good.
Yeah. Now we're back to reality.
Did you do any Cyber Monday shopping?
Back to life. No.
Don't.
That was really weird. After just no.
Yeah.
I worked all day today. So my students, they were supposed to return back to in-person learning today, and they did not because they pushed it another 3 weeks. So I'll see them in January. So I'm like, well, I spent all day working on a computer. I'm bringing my computer to work, which is why it's
not here.
It's not over there anymore.
That's why part of it's here.
No, that hasn't been connected to my computer for a little while. Yeah, so I took it up to work. So I set that up, worked, whatever. And I have this station that it's got the 2 monitors and the computer
and editing station,
the speakers and the lights above it. And I want to call it the Death Star. It just feels like that's an appropriate name. Watch that, Alderaan. No regrets. Yeah, so I was focused on that, and then I got all my work done, and then it was like time to go home, and it was weird because I'm like, oh, I don't have any idea what the deals were today. I still don't know.
Yeah.
Did you?
No, I got stuck at the gym most of the day, and I don't have any money, so.
Like I said earlier, this is why I spent all my discretionary. Oh, okay.
Fix it.
Sorry, the screensaver came on for the background. I was expecting it. I checked the settings.
Oh, yeah.
They're not. I don't know how long that was. It was probably about 20 minutes into it. Okay.
We'll look at it again.
We'll do it again in 15 or whatever. Yeah, so I lost my train of thought.
Talking about Cyber Monday deals.
Cyber Monday deals.
Yeah.
Yeah. I spent all my money because I didn't want to be anxious. Like, there's all these hundreds of things I could buy, but I can only pick one of them.
Yeah.
But a lot of them, they'd either replace something I already had, so it doesn't really give me anything new. It's just a little bit better. Or they were going to push the computer, how I would use the computer further.
Yeah.
And be more taxing on the computer. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to do the responsible thing. I'm going to buy RAM, speed up the computer, and get rid of all my discretionary funds so that when, Black Friday comes around, I don't have to stress because there's no money.
No.
There's no money.
There's nothing there.
There's nothing to get.
Yeah.
No, we're almost done shopping for the kids. I just need to finish shopping for my wife, and I think we're doing okay. I'm excited for what the kids are getting.
Yeah. What are they getting?
Well, we got a Switch and all this stuff.
It's a good thing I don't listen to the show.
So I want to use it. We already have it.
Let's go play with it right now.
No.
Dude, Santa takes everything out of the bag anyway.
Okay, so one thing we did do, back in, I don't know, August. It was August. My iPhone 10.
Yeah.
The battery expanded and the screen started pushing off, and it was anyway. I had to replace it because it was a bit dangerous.
Yeah. Explosion.
So I got an iPhone 11 right before the 12 came out. I didn't want to do it, but I couldn't go 2 months without a phone.
Yeah.
So what we decided, my daughter, she wants She wants an MP3 player. Okay.
iPod Touch.
Okay, you can spend like $200-$300, or you can like buy a $40, Android phone, which we already pay for Apple Music.
Right.
So I just need something that has the Apple Music app on it to play, right? Because otherwise I have to buy the music, and no, that's not efficient, right?
Yeah.
Well, for spending $40, we might as well just fix my phone. So that's what we decided to do. So I actually have the tools and the replacement battery over there right now.
Fun.
So that's the next adventure, is figuring out how to. I've already watched the videos on it, like the iFixit videos. So I'm gonna figure out how to fix my phone, and I'm gonna play with it in front of her until Christmas, and then and it's like, oh, by the way, this is yours.
Mazel tov.
But we're not gonna set it up with a plan.
Okay.
Not right now.
It's just gonna be on Wi-Fi.
Yeah. So it's like the world's best MP3 player.
Yeah.
Because it's like the $1,200 model iPhone 10 with like 256 gigabytes.
Nice.
Yeah, I don't know. It's more than she'll ever need from that. So that's good.
That'll give her tons of years of enjoyment. She
And
can
it
make
only
movies on
it was $40.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay.
Sweet.
Yeah, so we did that too.
That's cool.
That's because she doesn't have this to listen to the show yet. You think she would?
No.
Probably not.
No.
Probably not.
Awesome.
But if she knew better.
Yeah.
Okay. So we decided we wanted to not record. We wanted to divide the show into segments.
Again.
And we haven't talked about it. So
20 minutes deep.
we're now on to, talking about, let's do an update on Ace of Hearts.
Let's talk about Ace, yeah.
Okay.
Now, somebody reached out to us and said, hey, I want to sell your movie. Now, I don't know how this person got. I have no idea.
I don't either. Like looking over his IMDb page, where he's listed in credits as sales agent, there's no overlap with the people we know.
Okay.
So that's not how we heard about it.
Okay.
So I don't know.
I did 100% zero research.
So you didn't
did
do
nothing.
any. You did nothing. Yeah.
I read the email.
Yeah. I forwarded it to you. I did a little bit of research and I forwarded it to you, and I figured we could talk about it.
Yeah.
Anyway, so we found distribution.
Yes.
And he's going to be trying to sell it.
Yeah.
So he's the de facto sales agent. This guy is like, hey, have you found distribution / sales agent yet? I don't know that there's a conflict. They might both be able to do it.
Yeah.
But it just means there's someone else getting a cut.
Yeah. Well, the nice thing is our distributor is super flexible.
Yeah.
Is what it seems like. So I think it would be worth it to talk to him and kind of, be like,
Is it worth bringing in someone else?
Is it worth bringing in a sales agent?
Yeah.
Is that something that he even does, with his business model? So
yeah. So like if we were going to be hitting festivals or something,
right.
One of the ways to even get it in a festival in the first place is you need to have someone on staff.
Yeah.
Talking to the programmers for festivals. I was listening to a podcast probably a couple of weeks ago, and it was these guys at South by Southwest out of Austin. And they were talking to everyone else who was there, and every single person that they talked to, that's how they'd gotten in. There was no like at-large bids to try and get in. They all
knew somebody.
Worked with the programmers, which just, what's the point anymore, right? It's
just like any in the industry. It's always about who you know and who you're able to talk to.
Yeah, but there's no, like, you get the impression with that there's some sort of democratization the equipment is available. Yeah. Anyone can make a movie, and hopefully you can make a good one, but not everybody can get into a festival because you have to meet certain criteria. Yeah. You already have to have an established Hollywood actor.
Yeah.
And you need to make it with a significant budget. And then you need to basically, I'm using the wrong term here, sell it to them before the festival.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not the point of a festival. That's dumb.
Well, I don't know. It's just the way
Yes,
everything works. I mean, literally everything.
yes.
There's a lot of people out there that make films that I don't necessarily think have a ton of talent, right? I'm not saying they're not talented.
We don't know any of them.
Yeah.
Certainly not talking about ourselves.
What are they good at? They're good at the hustle, right?
Yeah.
They're really good at the hustle. And some people, they hustle so hard, they eventually get themselves like, and this isn't just the movie business, right? This is everywhere. This is literally the way anything and everything works, which bums me out.
Yeah, me too. We want someone to be a sales agent.
Yeah.
We really do. Some sort of producer type. The person who's going to go do the work that we don't want to do.
Someone who's going to be there. Because we can't necessarily put ourselves in those kinds of situations. So we don't have an excuse to other than just going to festivals and meeting people. You know what I'm really bad at? Meeting people.
Hey, we joke about this all the time, but we're not joking. We don't like people. And it's not that we don't like people per se. We don't like people we don't know.
Yeah.
Per se. We don't. What it is we don't like having to get to know new people. We're dealing with people.
Like you guys. Thank you for being with us.
We're homebodies.
Paranoid shut-ins.
There is nothing. I'm not paranoid. I love that line. Is it Civil War? Which one is it? Where it's like, oh, you're paranoid. Or it's like, I'm not paranoid. What? Someone say something, or like it's the Black Widow line, right?
Yeah.
It's so good. It's like, why is someone talking about it? But it's like not even a breath. Says the joke, moves on. It's fantastic.
It's really good.
But we need someone to do the hustle for us, and I don't know. So I looked into them, and they have some sort of partner that I think they work with every time, and they do some doc work. Mm-hmm. So even if we don't work with them for Ace, we might want to work with them with the doc.
Yeah. And we've made some good connections with the doc.
Yeah.
But it doesn't hurt to have more. I mean, I know that Barbend is going to advertise it when we're ready, right? As well as, and once Barbend picks it up, that's...
a lot of people will know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So... and once Barbend picks it up, all the other, I want to say syndicated Olympic stuff, but that's not a thing. I mean, we're on a first name basis now. I mean, I don't call them on holidays or anything with the USAW people, right? We met them. So
yeah,
it doesn't hurt to have more. So
yeah. I mean, we made some great connections. We just gotta finish the thing, put it out there, and we know the right people that if they push it, people will be able to see it.
Yeah,
within the USAW circle, United States of America Wrestling,
weightlifting.
Wait, did I say wrestling?
You did. United.
I'm sorry.
The editor, everyone.
The editor. I shot the thing. I was there the whole time.
The DP. That's right. You were the director of photography on that film.
I was there, man. I don't know what's wrong with me.
So this is interesting. So I definitely think we need...
Ultimately, I think that's going to be a you choice, though.
Yeah.
Because that's your baby.
Well, we're going to have to do a little bit more research. And when I say we, I mean you're going to have to do more research. Because clearly I'm not doing any of it.
And I keep saying this, I want to develop partnerships.
Yeah.
Because again, like we said, we don't really like having developed new relationships. That's what we don't like. Having to develop new relationships. So once we have them, we just want to maintain them.
Yeah.
And then they can do what we want them to do for us.
The movie business.
Yeah.
So
I don't know.
Yeah,
it's probably a good idea to continually meet new people, but whatever.
Well, no, I think he'll be good. I don't know. It just kind of depends on what he can offer us and what he costs, right?
Yeah.
Because we don't have a lot of upfront money. We just, we don't.
No, and in his pitch it was like, hey, you could see what I've done. Here's the website. Give me a call if you're interested. low fees, nothing up front. Basically, he just wants a cut of what he sells.
Yeah.
So like if he's if he's able to like, sell foreign markets and he
That's
just
big.
takes a cut.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's easy peasy. That's an incentive to sell.
Yeah.
So I think hopefully we get other stuff like this, hopefully we're able to kind of break into this, and really we probably just need to pay closer attention to it. I probably do.
Yeah. Anyway,
My
so I'm
wife's
hoping
got me super busy.
I'm hoping I can start to make some traction.
Yeah.
I'm completing big projects that were between me and finishing editing the movie. I finished one of those today. That's good. I need to make some progress on the other big project, and then I could feel better about dedicating more time to the movie, because I don't feel like something is
Off in space, not
being
getting attention.
forgotten and ignored that
Yeah.
can't be forgotten or ignored. But it's
Doggone it.
it's nice to be noticed.
It's nice to get emails.
And it wasn't some scammy thing.
Yeah.
Like,
No,
hey,
it was legit.
I'm taking money. No, like it really was.
Yeah.
It was a good
Cool.
sales pitch is, here's what I can do.
Yeah.
Contact me if you're interested.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
But there's a lot of automated things like that, but this
Yeah.
wasn't that. I mean, you read it.
Yeah.
This was personable.
If it was,
the guy's
it
not
was
so.
super good automation.
Yeah.
Really, really good.
Yeah.
So that's cool. All right, can we talk about what can we talk about? Oh no, we're supposed to move on to gear after this.
No, what do you want to talk about?
I just want to talk about the Mandalorian.
Use your. Oh,
That's all I want to talk about.
is that all you want to talk about?
I just want to talk about Star
I don't know
Wars.
that there's any new gear. I mean, everything's already been announced because now it's time to buy it.
Yeah. Well, the C70 has dropped.
Okay, so it's out.
Yes.
It's out. I want it.
Yeah. No.
I mean, I want all the things,
I
right?
definitely want it.
Okay, let me say this.
Okay.
Of all the cameras, of all the gear that dropped this year, money's no object.
I hate this game.
Which camera would you choose?
Okay. Money's no.
I love this game.
I hate this
This
game.
is my favorite kind of game.
Because it's always like, well, okay, money's no object. I want like an Airy Alexa.
No, but that's not new.
Right.
See, I was careful with my words. I was careful with my words.
Okay, well, I want their whole cinema lens pack, which
Okay,
is new.
they did launch some new lenses this year. There you go. All right. Now, what are you gonna?
Booyah.
Okay. What are you gonna put them on?
I don't know.
What's the body?
I don't know. See, the FX6 is a nice camera.
It's got amazing low light.
Yeah, it's a
Peter McKinnon made a fire video.
Did he?
So good.
I haven't seen it. Is it
It's
good?
incredible. And like he made some good videos. He also made a series of videos for DJI just to show off their gimbal.
Yes, I want that gimbal.
But I think he was
bad.
using the FX6 on
was
it
he?
because he was testing the low light and all that.
Yeah, because
I might be wrong about that and mixing up other people that he works with, but I'm gonna stick with it.
I'm very interested in that gimbal, the tracking capabilities and the zooming capability. The
Okay, I might be wrong,
autofocus.
but I'm gonna ignore it.
Okay.
There is a shot of him literally running through the forest,
Okay.
full tilt,
Uh-huh.
smooth as butter. That's what the gimbal can do.
I want one.
Like it's
Like really bad. Yeah. And the gimbal's just like
but it's smooth. It's like this is what I do.
jerk.
Okay, but camera body.
Camera body.
So we have FX6.
Yeah, the FX6
We've got the
just
Komodo.
dropped, right?
We have
The
I
R5,
guess the R5,
the R5,
the C70,
the C70,
the Blackmagic
6K,
12K,
12K.
12K.
Yeah.
What else were the big ones this year?
That's a pretty amazing looking camera too. It's heavy.
Yeah, well, yeah. It's not trying to be small like the others.
Well, the FX,
it's a shoulder camera.
The FX6 is a cinema camera, a small cinema camera.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
big.
It's probably just eyeballing it, maybe a hair smaller than the Ursa
Yeah.
12K.
Then you're looking at the C70, and that's just like it
It's
looks
a
like
fat DSLR.
yeah, it's a DSLR that took steroids.
Yeah. I think
or essentially just an R5 with a different sensor and fans.
Yeah. So if I was to make a choice for the body, lens system is not the issue or whatever, right?
Right.
Like that's, there's a lot of appealing things about the 12K. I've heard some interesting things about the sensor because the sensor is new.
Yeah.
They got to get that sorted out. So maybe it's not time to pull the trigger on that yet,
Yeah.
but it's got some cool functionality. So if it's down to, because our R5 is a great photography camera that can do some occasional 8K footage. Okay, so maybe for video, maybe not the R5, because in this game we can choose other things that don't overheat. So now we're FX6, C70, or Komodo.
Right.
I think I wouldn't go for Sony just because it's not what I'm comfortable with. So I'm probably between Red and C70. All right. So the things. Do you like my bracket?
Having never shot on a Red.
I've watched a lot of videos. I
think
it's a choice
raw
between
profiles a lot.
Yeah. I think it's a choice between the color science for Red and Canon, and whether you want, because the C70, it's got all the stuff in a small body. It does have some of the audio functionality built into it that the Red doesn't have.
Yeah.
Because the Red was kind of dumb when it came to audio.
And it's clean.
But we record audio separately anyway, so it's not a deal breaker for me.
But it would make things easier.
I think shooting a dock, the C70 may be really good because then it solves a lot of audio issues for you later.
Yeah. You can run and gun with it. You can mount it to a gimbal. Not that you can't with Komodo, but
yeah. But if you had a good way to, I don't know. Like I might go for Red color science if we're shooting narrative stuff. Even though it's designed to be a crash cam, but still, I don't know. C70, if you don't need more than 4K, that's it. That's the camera.
That'd be nice.
Yeah.
That'd be nice.
Was it 5500? Or
the Komodo?
No, the C70.
The C70, yeah, 6,000.
And it's RF. We already have.
Yeah.
We could start shooting on that. We would just have to get some batteries.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They've got that speed booster, which is expensive, but pretty impressive.
Yeah.
For the EF body stuff.
Yeah.
Expensive.
Yeah. So
that'd
when
be
we're
fun.
rich.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When we hit it big.
I don't know. But, when we finish our projects, I keep saying this. When we finish our current projects, it's going to be fun to dig into something new.
Yeah.
With everything we've learned over the past year and a half.
Yeah, it's going to be fun to get
years.
into something fun.
Because now it's like, okay, we have made a lot of mistakes and we've learned a lot.
Time to make some more.
Yeah, it's time to make some more mistakes. All right.
Can we talk about the Mandalorian now, please?
Okay, let's talk about the Mandalorian.
Yes.
Okay, so this is chapter 13, if I'm not wrong.
Yes.
The Jedi.
I have a lot of stuff to really dig into here.
Okay.
Okay, spoiler alert for the Mandalorian. If you haven't seen it, pause it, go watch it, then come back.
Yeah.
I don't know, I saw a YouTuber say that once.
I saw someone on YouTube say this once. So I'm going to say it.
Okay, first of all, I am clearly way behind. Like, clearly.
On.
Just everything. Well, okay, I don't know why Ahsoka's lightsabers are white.
Okay.
Or gray, or whatever it is they are, right? No idea. And maybe that's not a thing. Maybe I'm just, I don't know.
They were white.
Okay.
They were white.
Okay.
Yep. You're not wrong.
Also, Bruce Lee's goddaughter?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Right?
I saw her and I was like, who is that? Who is that? I know.
And she has Beskar.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, well, okay, let's just go down. Let's just break it down. Let's start at the beginning of the episode. so cool, right? The fight
It was a
on,
dark episode.
and the swamp thing, right? So cool.
Yeah.
So good. I watched.
You're much more excited in person than you were texting.
It was just so interesting. It reminded me of like old Kurosawa films.
Yes,
you know,
of course.
And I was like,
And it was supposed to.
That is gorgeous, right? You know, she's only illuminated by the light from the, and then you had this long shot of what was going on outside, and there's blaster fire, and then every now and then there's like these two blades, and you're like, what?
Dave Filoni directed the episode.
Yeah,
I think it is now. Did he do 2 last season?
I believe so.
Okay, so this is the 3rd live action episode he's ever directed.
Right.
He's all right.
Well, he's got an astonishing crew behind him.
Yes. Also, he has so much experience with animation, like framing a shot and figuring something out. That's not the problem.
That's not an issue. All he has to say to the crew is, "I want this to feel very Asian. You know, I want this to feel Eastern."
Yeah.
It was paced like an Eastern film. I thought that was really good.
Yeah.
You know, you had the whole levels that they had to get past.
Yes.
So, okay, but there's clearly things I'm behind on. Like, maybe it's not a big deal, but I don't know why Ahsoka's lightsabers are a different color.
Do you want me to tell you?
Maybe? I don't know. Okay, go.
So I'm a little bit conflicted myself on all these things. I did watch videos of people anticipating, right? And then people talking about it. So, you know. So what I decided to do this week was to go back and seriously start watching Clone Wars. Mm-hmm. And then I was starting to run out of time.
4 of the Clone Wars. That's where I'm at.
Yeah. So I started to get to the end of season 1. Anyway, but it was right before Friday, and I was like, oh, obviously. I mean, I didn't think I would finish in a week, right? Mm-hmm. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna watch a video. Someone made a video that's just like, here's everything you need to know about Ahsoka Tano. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, okay, all right. And then they were very detailed, and they were explaining things that were about to happen in Clone Wars. And I'm like, I don't want to watch this.
Yeah.
I don't want to skip. Okay, now I have seen all of Rebels. Mm-hmm. And I think the short answer is she got them from Inquisitors.
Okay.
That's the short answer.
I thought Inquisitor's lightsabers were yellow.
Red. I mean, I think there's a couple different colors.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Great.
But I think that's the short answer. She got them from a different source. And I think it's either season 7 Clone Wars or it was in Rebels and I forgot.
Yeah.
She's not in Rebels a lot, though.
Okay. I'm bummed that her hair isn't long. But I think
everyone this is how I feel about this. I don't care.
Well, no, I get why, but there's precedence for it in the new trilogy.
It has to do with age, right?
Yeah.
And I don't care.
I don't remember. I don't remember what they're called. Takanats or something. I don't remember. Anyway, so I thought that was like. After watching it the second time, like I get it. You know, they went practical with them, and they needed her to be able to move. So I thought that was like, because I looked at it and thought, why is it short? Like, I didn't know what time period it was because I thought maybe we were seeing like a younger version of her.
Yeah, but it's not.
Yeah. You know, it's that, because that was my initial thought. And I thought, that's really weird.
Yeah.
Another thing, crazy.
So I'm sure it bothered other people because I've seen that come up. Yeah.
Crazy that she has existed throughout the events of the Last Jedi. Not the Last Jedi. I'm sorry. The Return of the Jedi. That's weird, right? And then, you know, she and Mando have their little thing, and Mando comes up and, you know, she does the thing, and, you know, 2 like metals that are pure will always make a resonant sound. If you don't know that, now you know. Thought that was pretty cool. Baby Yoda's got a name.
Yes.
That was cool.
Speak his name.
Grogu?
It's Grogu. Doesn't start with a Y. Huh? Yeah.
Yeah, that's weird.
Grogu. Yeah.
Yoda and Yaddle, the only 2 that we've known.
But I love that every time he says Grogu.
Yeah. How do frogs reproduce?
He turns like, oh, yeah, that's my name. What's up?
How do frogs reproduce?
What?
By egg?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because, well, I'm thinking like he's a frogling, right? So, I mean, I'm going off of that assumption. So, kid of Yoda and Yaddle? Trained by great Jedi masters? So he's hiding somewhere? Also, that makes him like the same age as Anakin.
Yes. So I watched the video, exact same age as Anakin.
Exact same age as Anakin? Why?
Yeah.
So he's
Just the same
So
age.
he's like 55.
50, whatever. 50,
Something.
50.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is 5 years after Return of the Jedi.
Yes.
Yeah. I am totally rambling here.
I
aren't
guess he beat Anakin then.
Yeah. Oh, he wins.
Yeah, but we don't know exactly where he was this whole time.
Right.
It's foggy.
It's foggy. So I'm wondering, like, who rescued him,
Yes.
right? There's obviously multiple.
That's now the new mystery.
There's lots and lots of choices, right? Like,
Who do you think?
I don't know.
Do you want like an Obi-Wan?
It seems Obi-Wan seems logical because Obi-Wan is also on Tatooine, right? But he's there looking after Luke, looking after Grogu. Like, he's just doing a bunch of stuff on Tatooine, apparently. I don't know. Maybe he has nothing to do with it, but that would be my guess. And that would perfectly segue into the Kenobi series, which would be my guess.
A lot of people have said we might see background during Kenobi.
Yeah. So I'm seeing Baby Yoda, the child, Grogu. Being this common thread between all of these series, right?
And it could be.
Yeah. Because, I mean, first of all, he's a huge fan favorite. Massive.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Oh,
like,
yeah.
he may outshine everybody else in the series.
Yeah.
So, yeah, he's massive fan favorite, so there's no reason not to bring him back. And Star Wars likes to appease the fans, so.
They do. They do. But Jon Favreau's, he's really done an amazing job capturing the essence of what people love about Star Wars while making something new.
Yeah.
And I think that's an understatement.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's Obi-Wan would be my best guess, right?
Okay.
Of the Jedi that we know.
Now remind me,
Because everyone else seems to be dead.
Where's Obi-Wan when Anakin goes crazy and kills everyone in the Jedi Temple?
Where is he? He's fighting Grievous. He's killing Grievous.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is he up on a ship somewhere then?
Yeah.
Is that where they're at?
By the time he gets back, the atrocities have already happened.
Okay.
He's killed Grievous.
So if Grogu was just hidden away somewhere,
Yeah.
he finds him, then he can save him.
Yeah.
What does he do immediately following? Help me. Does he go immediately after?
He goes immediately after to Geonosis not Geonosis.
Mustafar?
He goes immediately to Mustafar.
Really fast.
They get in a fight. Anakin loses parts of his body, and then he immediately goes to be with Padme, right?
And then he kills her because he's angry.
Yeah. Who then gives birth to the babies,
Uh-huh.
and then he takes Luke, and
So in there, where does Obi-Wan have time?
I don't know.
It would have to be afterwards.
Yeah. Now,
Because
Yoda,
definitely there's no time ahead of time.
Yeah. Now Yoda loses his fight to the Emperor
Yeah.
and immediately goes into exile. Right.
Yes.
You see him crawl into the ship.
Uh-huh.
Now, could he have grabbed the baby or whatever?
Grogu.
Yeah, I'm not sure. In between, and
Okay.
it would make sense that Yoda is his father figure, right? Like him and Yoda and Yaddle, they're the only two that we've seen of the species, right? So, why not? It's interesting.
I just don't even want to think about it. Yoda turns to Yaddle. So,
It's an egg thing. She lays the egg. He goes over and drops the sperm on it.
how do you know?
I don't know. I'm just assuming of what I know of amphibians.
This is what I know.
This is what I know.
Okay. So, one of the other...
I'm not done. Let's get to Thrawn.
Well, no. No, I'm
Okay.
not ready to move off of who saves him.
Okay. Let's okay. Go.
Okay. One theory I've heard posited is the librarian for the archives on Coruscant. because she's there.
The old lady?
The old lady.
Okay. What's her name?
I don't remember.
I don't remember either.
I'm trying to think of the established characters.
Why her?
Because she's around.
Okay.
You know, like
she seems to know everything.
she's in the temple,
Yeah.
right? I think that's why it was proposed. I don't know.
I've heard of a Mace Windu spinoff. Could Mace Windu be a...
I've heard people bring some things up like he's not actually dead.
Yeah. He seemed pretty dead.
I mean, he went off the side of a building, right?
On Coruscant.
And then we just never heard from him again.
Yeah. But, I
The
mean...
same thing happened to the Emperor, and he died, but was cloned.
He came
so,
cloned back.
Yeah. I don't know. Anyway, Thrawn. Go ahead. Thrawn.
Okay.
Grand Admiral.
Okay, straight
Thrawn.
up, last time I checked, Thrawn was Legends and no longer canon.
Oh, he's in Rebels.
Oh, that makes so much sense.
He's in Rebels.
Okay.
Like, he is significant
Okay.
storyline Rebels. Yeah.
Filoni brought him back. My man.
Filoni.
My man. Thrawn, Grand Admiral Thrawn is one of the coolest characters.
He's just
from,
like super
yeah.
smart and just very in control of every single word that comes out of his mouth.
Yeah. He's
I
one of
think
my
that's a good way to put
favorite
it.
characters from that era of books, from the mid-90s era of the books. He's amazing. I was bummed. I was bummed
I
when he
also
wasn't
think
canon
another
anymore.
novel has come out that's a canon novel
Of Thrawn.
about Thrawn.
I've got to keep up.
Well, I haven't read any of those, but I just know things.
I used to read all the Star Wars books all the time.
Yeah.
And then when they all got thrown out, it was like, what have I done with my life? Like literally.
Well, they're doing a very good job of bringing everything back.
Could I go back and count up all the hours? No. There's too many hours. Okay, so
it's just fan fiction.
but yes, so last time I checked, Thrawn was Legends and no longer canon, but that's cool that he's brought back.
Yep.
And I should probably stay in better touch and not sound like such an idiot on our podcast when I bring that kind of stuff up.
Well, it's okay. I'm sure I also sound like an idiot.
So why is Ahsoka hunting him? I imagine this is something that's answered in Rebels. I'm hoping.
Okay, so it's been a while since I've finished Rebels, and all the videos I'm seeing keeps repeating at the end of Rebels, Ahsoka and Sabine go off to go find Ezra Bridger. Two of those are characters from Rebels. And Thrawn's still out there. So,
Okay.
so he's around, right?
Yeah.
And we're talking years later because Rebels is right before New Hope, I believe.
Yes.
So
Right?
how long is that? I don't know how long. Do we have
I-
the canon answer for how long
I thought
New Hope to Jedi takes place?
I think it's about 5 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's about 10 years.
Yeah. I think. Because the biggest time gap is in between Empire and Jedi.
Yeah, there's a bit of a jump.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I'm excited to see these backstories. I'm really excited after I watched this in-depth video that broke down the comics that talk about Tython,
The planet.
the next planet they're going to.
Yeah.
This is like the origins of the Jedi.
I want to say that's Legends too. That
Not anymore.
That they brought back. Yeah.
Dave Filoni, Jon Favreau, they're like, so I've been reading these comics.
I'm gonna pick that out. I like that.
I'm going to use this. I'm going to use this.
Okay. So now there's some interesting issues that I think the show can deal with.
Tell me more.
I'm not sure we'll see Ahsoka again, which
I'm not sure that we see her this season.
yeah.
I could see her coming back for one more episode.
I heard tell that she's gonna get a spinoff though.
I've heard this as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
I could see that. Her hunting Thrawn, that's a dope show.
What a great spin-off episode this would have been though, right? If it's like, I'm just going to introduce her. She's super awesome.
Yeah.
And we know why she's motivated to go do something.
Yeah. Oh, and Michael Biehn. Michael Biehn was in that episode.
Yeah.
Honestly, I watched it and thought, that guy like looks like Michael Biehn, talks like Michael Biehn, but I don't think that's Michael Biehn.
But it is.
But it is. He's
But
just
it is.
really old, I guess.
It's like, hey, you wanna be in an episode of Mandalorian?
Yeah. Also,
Yes.
his armor.
Do you want to know what? Doesn't matter. Go ahead.
His armor looks a lot like the armor that that Anakin and Obi-Wan wear in Clone Wars.
Okay.
I thought it was kind of interesting. I don't know.
right.
I don't know if that's what they were going for, but that's what it reminded me of.
It is interesting because, like, I haven't watched all of Clone Wars.
Mm-hmm.
Going through and seeing how they've tried to set up the Empire through it's interesting.
Yeah. Like I said, I'm on season 4. I'm slowly working my way through it. I keep getting, distracted by other things like Rick and Morty popped up again. And I'm like, oh, thank you.
That's what I need in my life
That's
right
what
now.
I need in my life right now is Rick and Morty. But yeah, I don't know. That was by far my favorite part of that episode, though, was them having the kendo fight beyond the wall.
Yeah.
Right. And then, so it was this Eastern storytelling over here, followed by the Western storytelling over here.
Just on different sides of the wall.
And I was like, oh, that's gorgeous.
Yes.
Absolutely perfect.
I love that Mandalorian, Mando, Din Djarin. he's just standing there. It's like, I'm not gonna fight you. I'm just gonna stand here.
Yeah.
But I will kill you.
And then he draws on him.
And then he draws on him.
He draws on him.
And then that was it. It was over.
And I thought for a while there Michael Biehn had him. Because, I mean, well, and that was another thing that I thought was interesting. They gave Michael Biehn a shotgun, a sawed-off
Yeah.
shotgun, which is like probably his most iconic weapon ever because he was in the Terminator, and that's literally the first thing he does.
Yeah.
He saws off a shotgun.
They've seen movies. They're fans of movies, and they're like, you know what? You want one of these?
So good.
I get it. Okay. All right.
I could see him going, you're really, okay.
I mean, it's been a couple of years,
Yeah.
but all right.
So good. Yeah, I really, it was a great episode. It was paced really funny.
And that's what you said.
But I liked it. I'm also
I started to rewatch it, but I was already too tired to finish, so I need to finish watching it again.
I'm already a fan of Eastern storytelling anyway.
Yes.
I like the way they make movies. I like the way they tell stories. I like the way they structure stories. I realize it's not. You're
saying we need to make a samurai movie?
I'd love to. Well, that's what I pitched. But it's like it's a samurai movie, but set in Apocalypto. I don't know.
Yeah. I'm just like, oh wait, you mean Six String Samurai?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen that one.
Yeah, dang it. Buddy Holly travels and then has a sword hidden in his. I don't know. Never mind. So I don't know.
And then there's Vegas.
Yeah.
New Vegas.
Great episode. So much I liked about it.
Okay, so 3 episodes left this season.
Yeah.
What happens next?
And that's I don't know. There's so many problems that we have now, right? Because now we're gonna go put.
We've got Moff Gideon.
Yeah, we've got Moff Gideon out there somewhere, and he's got the Dark Troopers, right?
And he's got the tracking beacon,
which again,
the Razor Crest.
That was another thing that was Legends that is guess about now in canon. I've heard though that comes up in Rebels.
The tracking beacon?
No, the Dark Soldiers.
Oh,
the Dark Droid things.
There's not a lot of droids in Legends. Or sorry, in Rebels.
Oh, okay.
Not that I'm remembering.
Well, okay, so we've got Moff Gideon out there, right? We've got Grand Admiral Thrawn out there, which I don't think Grand Admiral Thrawn. I don't think Thrawn is for this. I really think they're setting him up for something else.
I really like that idea.
Yeah.
I love when shows very authentically introduce a character to set up a new series. Mm-hmm. I really like, CW's done that a lot.
Yeah. And they're masters of it.
Yeah. One of my favorite was a show that got canceled really quickly. It's called The Finder.
I'm not sure I even saw that one.
Finder. Oh, I should know the actor's name. but they introduced it through an episode of Bones,
Oh,
of
that's
all
right.
things. But it was like Michael Clark Duncan, and
Yeah.
I loved that show. Just this quirky guy. It's no business doing anything. Michael Clark Duncan, I don't know, owes him like a life debt or something. So he follows him around, but he's his lawyer, right? And every time he's about to break into like a house or something that he shouldn't be there, he consults his lawyer, who's like standing there with him. He's like, "Well, you probably shouldn't do this, right?" And it's like, I'll risk it. And I loved that catch line. It happened like every single episode. I'll risk it, and then he does it anyway.
That's funny.
It's a known actor. I should know who it is.
So anyway, but we've got Thrawn
Such
out
a
there,
fun
right?
show.
But I really don't think that he is. I don't think that he's for the Mandalorian. I don't. If he is,
Okay.
it's next season, right? Or it's a problem that we're going to have in another show where things are just going to kind of come together. I can see them building a Marvel type universe, right? With all of this,
Yeah.
it just makes sense.
Okay. That would let it be more of a one-off, but justifiably so.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, okay. Him. I don't know. It's still blowing my mind that he exists at all.
Thrawn,
Yeah. I'm still kind of like, ugh.
post Jedi.
Yeah. Well, no, at all. I mean, yeah. I don't know. I need to read the book or whatever. Is it as a comic book?
No, well,
Is it a book?
but it's a novel.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll have to read it.
I think it's just called Thrawn.
Okay. So yeah, and then the other problem that they've posed that I don't think people are catching on to right now is the fact that if they take him to this planet and they put him on this altar, anybody can locate him, dark side or light side,
Yeah.
right? And now we know there's a lot of dark sideness out there,
Yeah.
right? So that could potentially be a problem.
Yeah. So I watched this fantastic video that breaks down the 5-part comic series, Dawn of the Jedi, something like that.
Okay.
That goes through Tython. Tython? Am I saying it?
Yeah.
Tython.
Yeah. Tython. I think
The
you're
whole
saying it right.
background, and it really reads like it feels very old.
Yeah.
And I love.
It's one of the Jedi sacred grounds or something.
Yeah. But it did a fantastic job of explaining this concept of balance.
Yeah.
That the ancient Jedi, not Jedi, but whatever.
With two eyes.
Yeah.
I think I've seen that.
That they understood balance.
Yeah.
There had to be, and this came up in Last Jedi. Mm-hmm. The good within the dark and the dark within
The dyad and the Force.
Yes. But the later on, the Jedi they only push towards good, and that's why the Sith had to come to bring balance, to balance them out. And it was such a great explanation. It made me not like the Jedi because it's like, whoa, guys,
Yeah.
you're out of balance. What is this? We're still waiting for a great Jedi, other than
Yeah. Well, I think
we need their gray Force users.
I think Ahsoka kind of.
yeah,
kind of-
she's kind of yeah.
I kind of think because in Legends,
She's Ronin. She's Ronin.
Yeah, in Legends, once upon a time, they did this whole thing with lightsabers and colors and all
That they
this.
mean something.
That they all meant something, and it was like you bonded with it. And I don't know if it's canon again or not. And when I saw her lightsabers for the first time, I initially thought they were gray, and I thought, oh,
Well, there you go.
well, okay, well there you go,
You're a
right?
great Jedi.
But
No,
my
it's
wife
just-
is
it
like,
was
no.
just foggy.
She's like, no, they're white. And I'm like, oh,
Well, she's
okay.
right. She was right.
so, but yeah, I think she kind of qualifies
Yeah.
as a gray Jedi.
So I'm gonna start making some guesses out loud.
Okay, go.
Gideon follows him to Tython, but Tython is in the middle of the universe. They've been out on
Of
the
the
outer
galaxy.
rim,
Yeah,
and it's right in the middle of the galaxy.
next to Coruscant or something.
I don't know, but it's in the middle.
Okay,
It's in the core. It's in the something. So they got a ways to go.
okay,
But I think he follows him there. We get probably the majority of the episode is just exploring this new world and whatever happens, and that makes sense for Gideon to show up there. But we don't know who else, like you said, might pop up and make things interesting. A lot of people are like, please let Luke show up. Please let Luke show up. And I mean, I get it, because at this time, this is him like trying to recoup and bring everything back. And I don't know.
Well, and that's something that I also find very strange.
Yeah.
Why isn't Ahsoka associated with Luke at all? Unless she is actively hiding. That's what makes sense to me. Because it's, like I said, it is really weird to put her in this situation where the Empire's fallen, this great hero, Luke Skywalker, has defeated the Emperor and Darth Vader. I mean, even a modicum of curiosity. Hey, maybe I should go find this guy. I'm a Jedi. Come on. That's just weird. So there has to be a reason. Or maybe there's not. Maybe, maybe it's just a big galaxy and they just haven't run into each other yet. But a young Luke Skywalker would be cool.
Yeah.
That then begs the question, where is he at in the events of The Last Jedi? Not Luke, but the baby.
Yeah.
The baby.
Yes. Yes. And that's very interesting, too.
Yeah.
When is he going to start talking?
I don't know. He's like 55 years old. So
I don't know.
let's say his gestation period. Let's say he's like 9 months old in his gestation period, right? So at 50, let's just do some random math.
He can walk.
Yeah, he can walk.
He understands.
Yeah. Okay, so let's.
He can get what he wants with the Force.
And
My cookies.
I find that interesting. That's what he uses his powers for. Typically, just the things that he wants. So he's still very much a child, right?
Yeah.
I mean, he stole someone's cookies.
Yeah.
Not just any cookies.
No remorse. No remorse. He's like, he wouldn't give it to me, so I took it. No wonder Ahsoka doesn't want to train him. He's dark.
Yeah. So
He's dark.
So just
This whole time, he's so cute. He's so good.
no.
But he's like this devil baby.
He's honestly caused most of the problems.
Not that the point of the story is to have no conflict,
Yeah.
because then it would be boring.
Okay. So just he's got like another just guessing math, right? Just based on like a 1.8, so like a quarter, since he lived to be 900. Yeah. He's got like almost 30 more years before he starts talking again.
Which means we will never see him talk in Mandalorian.
Yeah. And it kind of depends.
Unless he's right on the edge.
It kind of depends. I don't think they have a reason to ever. I don't think they ever have a reason to let him talk. Truthfully.
But maybe find a way to communicate.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. It is Monday night. We only have to wait for 3.5 more days.
I'm going to go into a hibernation until then.
I'll probably watch more Clone Wars, I guess. That's what I've got. Yeah.
Yeah, I need to catch up on. And clearly, I need to watch Rebels. Clearly.
Yeah. Well, what are they up to? 7 seasons of Clone Wars?
Yeah.
You got some work there, too.
Well, Clone Wars is done.
But it's done.
Yeah. Season 7 was the end.
And Ahsoka was in the last season.
Mm-hmm. And I imagine that's. Does Ahsoka know that Darth Vader is Anakin?
I think that if that doesn't happen in Clone Wars, it does happen in Rebels.
Okay.
Because she fights him.
She fights him in Rebels.
Yeah.
Okay.
And she, in like some sort of Sith temple, breaks his mask and like she can see him.
Huh.
Yeah.
Does she recognize him as Anakin?
It's implied that she knows who it is.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because see, there's another thing. Like, okay, the Empire is out there roaming around, and she's just gonna hide from it. Why are all these Jedi such pansies? Yoda just hides from it, right? Obi-Wan has a job, right? He's taking care of Luke.
Sure. Sort of.
But if all these other ones are really roaming around out there,
I mean, if he was, shouldn't he know that Luke just wanted to go to Tashi Station to get power converters? Shouldn't he know?
he's gonna go to the Tashi Station to get some power converter.
Oh my gosh.
I wish I was playing
One
with
more
power
season.
converters when I was 19.
Yeah, well, we did grow up in the desert. Not exactly on moisture farms, but yeah,
Close
I
enough.
think we can relate.
Cotton.
Takes all the moisture. Yeah. All right.
Are we done? Yeah, oh man,
I think we
we've gone
did it.
so long.
We made it to the end of an episode again. Anything exciting to look forward to this next week?
Not for me. I am desperate to get my computer up and running again. I've had a bear of a time.
Yeah.
And it's just getting worse. Like, I don't even.
Well, you helped me get mine working, so thank you.
Yeah, and mine's just not working. Like, nothing works on it. And I can't figure out why.
It struggled to edit the iPhone footage I shot today in Filmic Pro.
Yeah.
But it seems to really like ProRes. So, yeah.
Yeah, sometimes the Apple MOV or whatever it is,
Yeah.
they don't always translate well.
Yeah. Set design. All right. Yeah, I hope I get some editing done on my new fixed up computer. Hopefully you get yours working.
Yeah.
I got that battery to put in my iPhone. Hopefully that works.
That'd be fun.
Blow things up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good week.
You're gonna blow it up. It's hard to blow those up.
Oh yeah.
It's like 1 in 10,000. Bless you.
Thank you.
It's like, I mean, you have a better chance of dying in a car accident than you do of dying of COVID, you know?
We didn't tell that story.
Oh.
All right. Well, thanks everybody for listening.
Yeah. If you made it to the end of the episode, please let us know. If you have anything to argue with us about, please let us know. That seems to be where we get the most. Were we commies? Is that what we were?
Oh, we're commies.
Commies, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
excuse me. Yeah.
Commies in the reddest part of Arizona.
We are literally the reddest part of Arizona. That's also one reason why COVID is the worst here right now.
Is it? You're just going to blame it on that?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Well, people seem to think that they should be angry at masks for some sort of politically driven reason.
I don't think that's the issue. I think the issue is I don't like people telling them what to do.
Which they connect with their republicanism. That's government oversight and control, and get out of my house and off my lawn.
That's
and
why
out
they
of
live.
my face.
That's why they live out in rural Arizona. That's why anybody lives in a rural part of any.
Also, there's jobs here, or they grew up here, and people don't know how to leave.
We do have a 6-week mask mandate, though.
We do. They
Does that make you feel
actually
better?
voted to approve that in public. You have to wear a mask.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we are a few days into that.
Yeah. 6
Half a
weeks. We'll be done in January. We'll be done with our mask mandate.
I mean, all it means is that other people are going to be wearing masks in public. I mean, we were already wearing them whenever we were, so at least local law enforcement is supposed to be enforcing it.
Actually, I spoke with local law enforcement today,
Yeah.
and I spoke with the chief, and he said we're not willing to damage our relationship with the public. If someone is not doing it right, like if someone is, if someone's inside of a building and it's being enforced by the store owner or something like that, and they refuse to wear a mask, then the police will step in. But right now, as it's worded in the mandate, it's 3 warnings and then a $50 fine. So,
Who enforces the fine? County?
the county.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. You better do that. I won't do that. You better do that. I won't do that. Don't make me tell you again. You better do that. But I don't want to do that. Give me $50.
You could still get COVID if you're not wearing a mask.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
It's not about getting it.
Oh, what's it about?
Stopping the spread.
Oh, okay. You're not going to stop the spread of a virus. Name one virus we've stopped the spread of.
So, one of the methods for transmission is through droplets.
Mm-hmm.
Mask is effective at stopping droplets. So, those who have it need to wear a mask to stop the transmission through droplets.
Uh-huh.
That's how it's effective.
But how many diseases have we gotten rid of?
There's a few, but not many, and it wasn't aerosolized or whatever, right? Yeah, no, it's not perfect. It's not perfect. We do have good news. One more company, I forget their name, was filing today for approval. Pfizer's already filed for the vaccine.
A vaccine?
Yeah, I forget the name. Starts with an M. I was looking it up today. 94.1% effective and 100% effective against severe cases or whatever. However they prove that, I have no idea. That sort of number doesn't ever show up in statistics.
Yeah.
That's
It's also really weird.
startling.
It's a weird way to word it too.
Yeah. So like it was very startling to hear that written because people don't talk like that. That's why it's always like 99.9% because it's possible.
Well,
but they seem to be saying like,
and
it's not. It's like, no. You got to be really careful.
The whole rhetoric behind COVID is strange. Like, first of all,
so much rhetoric.
We never see, not cures, but vaccines like this quickly, especially in the American market.
Super fast.
Right, but I guess they've actually passed. I don't know if it's motions or whatever to roll these out faster, right?
Yeah.
Because typically stuff like this, especially in the United States, it takes years, right? You don't just come up with something, have a bunch of really good clinical trials, have a bunch more of really good clinical trials, then have it out to the people.
It also helps that the government basically said, "We'll buy whatever you make."
Yeah.
Go ahead and do it.
It doesn't typically happen that way.
That helps, right? No,
yeah.
No.
It doesn't typically happen that way. It takes like 5 to 6 years of drug trials, and then another 2 or 3 years of it meandering in whatever bureaucracy to get out.
Yeah.
So
they're really pushing this fast.
Yeah. So that's interesting.
It is.
Hopefully, and not that it's. I can't remember the last time they rolled out a drug that was bad. I mean, all drugs are bad, but
they're super careful.
Yeah. So that'll be nice.
Yeah.
Maybe then people will calm down.
I mean, if we know we've got a pretty good set of vaccines, yeah, I mean, then, and half the population gets the vaccine, which is, I don't even know how you do that.
Mm-hmm.
It's, things can start to open up more. But it's a long time before things are going to be anywhere close to what we think of as normal.
Right. It's just a weird time for anything like this to have happened. Because it's like, when this happened with Spanish flu, there weren't vaccines rolled out really quickly. Eventually we did have one, and they still perfect it every year.
Yeah.
But it was, everybody got it, and everybody built up an immunity to it, and then it wasn't quite as bad the next time it rolled around. It's the same thing with COVID. There are rare cases of people being able to get it twice. And
they're doing a good job of publicizing it.
Yeah, which I thought was interesting because I figured that they would just say, oh no, you could always get it twice, but they're actually saying that the cases are extremely rare of people being able to get it twice.
I'm sure the percentage is, but like you're definitely hearing about it.
Yeah.
So many people have gotten it. What in the United States? 10 million?
That have had it twice?
No, that have had it.
Oh.
That have had it. Period.
Mm-hmm. I'm not sure. I haven't looked at the statistics in a while.
But yeah, I mean, there's definitely publicizing people having it more than once. Yeah. You know, and some people even like weeks apart.
Yeah.
So it's interesting.
That sounds like mistesting to me.
It doesn't make sense, right?
Yeah. That sounds like a mistest. Because, like, I had strep a while ago, and I knew I had strep. Like, I'm like, no, this is what I have. She swabbed me. I know she missed, right? I'm like, no, you didn't get the back of the throat. You got the top of my mouth. And she's like, no, I got it. And I'm like, no, you didn't. Came back negative, and she said, okay, we have to test you for COVID now. I was like, come on. So I'm thinking, okay, well, maybe I have COVID, right? So I got my nasal swab. I did my 4 days of, that's how long it took the test to get back to me this time. And I've been tested for COVID, I don't know, like 5 times now, just because of my job and I travel a lot. But, yeah. So I was like, no, pretty sure I just had strep. So I could see a mistest. I could see something like that.
Yeah, there's definitely been very public missteps. Mistests as well. Yeah. I haven't had to test yet.
You haven't? See. They haven't made school teachers test.
I think if you make them, there's not enough tests because there's too many teachers to test. It's just impractical.
It seems like they would want that because you guys live in such a bubble.
Wanting it and affording it.
Yeah.
You know, if we could afford it, teachers would actually get paid in the first place.
Right.
We can't afford that. No,
Because like mine sites I've had to go to, you have to have one. You know what I mean?
They make money.
Yeah. It's interesting. I kind of figured you guys at all had been.
No, it's just supposed to be, well, you know, take your temperature every day, and if you have symptoms, don't come to work.
Yeah.
That's it. There's no money for testing us on any basis, much less a regular basis. Because it's just
are they not temperature?
Millions of teachers across the United States.
Yeah.
There's just not enough tests for it.
Are they not taking your temperature as you guys come in and out? And
we report our tests. Yeah. We report our temperatures.
Is that daily?
Yeah. Every morning I have to report it. They do have, for the buses, they did find some sort of contraption. I don't even know what it looks like. That they get tested when they get on the bus every single time.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's if you don't pass, boom, you're off the bus.
Yeah, there's a bus stop near my house that the bus driver.
But they're not even doing the gun; they have something else.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So I don't. The way they've described it, it's almost like you put your hand underneath it or something.
That's weird.
I don't know. It's like it sounds almost like it's been installed into the bus. As opposed to it's just being used on the bus. Yeah.
That's very interesting.
That's the description, but it's not one of those just forehead ones.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not one of those. That's what I use here at home, but no. And my temperature is always super low.
It'd be great if they started sticking a thermometer in kids' mouths.
That's a good idea, right? I don't know why it broke out. I don't know why. I don't know how everyone got it. They're barely in contact with each other.
That sounds like a
the
thing.
The thermometer, on the other hand, that was in everyone's mouth.
That sounds like a thing. It sounds like it could legit be a thing.
So, someone didn't think quite through that idea.
Darn it.
Yeah.
Like,
all right.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. We were wrapping up like probably 20 minutes ago.
We should probably call it. Hey, thanks, Joseph.
Thanks, buddy.
This is fun.
Yes.
We should do this again next week.
Okay.
In December.
You talked me into it. I know. December's in a few hours.
Oh, yeah, huh? We're getting really close to December.
Yeah.
You know what that means?
Wake me up when September ends.
That's not the reference I was going for. I don't know. Maybe Final Countdown or... It's It's this. I love all these jokes about season finale of
Of
2020.
2020.
I love all these jokes. It's like, well, get ready. It's December, right? We know Murder Hornets are coming back. That's
Right.
been,
They're gonna
cycled back.
they're gonna make a comeback.
Yeah.
What else was there? I don't know.
But
Lots of
it
stuff.
seems like Trump's not gonna, I don't know, try and start a civil war. So that's good for the country.
That wasn't gonna happen. But people always.
I was
worried.
watching the news when people were meeting outside of the counting location in Maricopa County with guns, watching the vote. And that was an interesting moment in history that people will not pay attention to. But if anything different had happened that night,
because
very different reaction.
Because it hasn't ended in any kind of violence.
Exactly. No, I'm not saying people are out of control, but what I'm saying is the images of the sheriff's department surrounding the counting location because there was a crowd of people outside who were armed.
Yeah.
It's not normal
No.
in American history. And had they gone inside, it would have invalidated the count anyway.
Yeah.
But that was in Arizona.
Yeah.
That's our state. For those who lost track.
We're a gun-toting state.
Open carry.
Yeah.
As long as you're
Same thing happened in
old enough.
Idaho.
Idaho.
Yeah.
There was no chance Trump was going to lose Idaho.
No. For the Black Lives Matter protests.
Oh.
Yeah. They said, hey, we're going to protest. So everybody showed up with their guns. There was no protest.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure that's what they wanted to happen in Kennesaw, but no.
Yeah. But, yeah, it hasn't ended in any violence. And I was never worried that there would ever be a civil war.
No. But what I'm saying is, like, it's...
I get that people...
There were a lot of people, and there was
Yeah.
there was millions and millions and millions of people who voted for President Trump.
Yeah.
And a lot of them feel disenfranchised right now. And as I talk to people, it's interesting to hear what people have to say about it. Not everyone is as level-headed as they think. A lot of people really believe that there was some voter fraud.
Yeah.
A lot of people believe that. And it surprises me who I talk to that believes it.
Have you ever witnessed an election in your life where you haven't heard of voter fraud, though? Because I know I haven't.
So I've been an adult for, I guess, half my life now, 36. And I've voted every presidential election I could. And I don't think I've been as hyper aware as this election. So it's really hard to compare.
Yeah.
But I don't remember. This is clearly, the reaction is not normal. The argument that the election has been faked is what we hear in third world countries.
Yeah.
That's not usually what happens in the United States. We argue, I mean, there's the 2000 election, there was, all the hanging chads and all that. And, there's argument about electoral college versus, popular vote. There's all that, and there's people being upset and all this state and that state. But the concerted effort by the losing candidate to go to court in like 4 or 5 different states to try and prove a point,
Yeah.
that's new.
Well, no, there was the recount.
One state.
And that was...
One state.
That was 2 states, I thought.
Florida.
Yeah.
It was
Florida
just
and,
Florida.
I thought there was one other state.
It was all coming down to Florida.
Ever since and the first election that I really remember clearly in my mind is when the Clinton administration took power, right?
90s.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
that was all anybody was talking about.
My parents were very upset.
It was all voter fraud, and it was all these people that were dead that were voting, right? I mean, there was an Animaniacs episode on it, where they they had a little bit of political satire on it. I mean, they did one again recently, but I've never ever seen an election in my life in this country or any other country, and I've only been in like 2 different countries for election years, that there hasn't been some implication of voter fraud, that there hasn't been something there hasn't been some kind of uprising. Like South Africa, it's the exact same way. People gather, like, it was.
You're making my point. Don't choose Don't choose South Africa. Use England or something, right?
Yeah. Well, England's a good example too. But it's just, I don't know. It seems to happen all the time. And yes, President Trump's is being kind of a baby about everything, but that's how someone in his position holds on to power. That's how CEOs hang on to power. And that's how he's treating things. So I understand that. Was I ever worried that there's going to be a civil war? You know how many steps there has to be for there to be a civil war? There's acts of Congress. It's a long, drawn-out process. It's very, very hard.
It doesn't have to be organized.
Well, but it always is. And we have history of it in the United States of it being organized. I mean, for crying out loud, the United States, we had a vice president and, the Secretary of Treasury shot each other. That's some cray-cray shiz. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a few hundred years ago, but
he didn't want to throw away his shot.
That's what I'm talking
but
about.
But he did, right? That's the whole point of the play. Is he throws away his shot.
He didn't take him to court. Okay. They met in Jersey and shot at each other.
Jersey. Always Jersey.
Yeah. But I don't know. I think people are really hyped up over.
I agree, and as much as I am not worked up over it, I cannot ignore that many people are.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
But people need a reason to be worked up. They just like it.
Yeah.
Especially like in this day and age when we really don't have that much to worry about. You know what I mean? Like, we don't always have to worry about where we're going to find our next meal. We don't always have to, like, we can go down to the grocery store and make it happen. Our family isn't going to starve this winter. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just, times are way different.
Yeah. They are so much better than they've ever been.
Yeah. Things are great right now.
But it's how people feel.
I know.
And that's the thing is perception's reality.
Is it?
It doesn't matter if this hasn't happened in the past. We didn't live the past. We're only here now.
Oh my gosh.
All right. This is the longest we've gone.
It is.
Yeah.
Hour and a half.
All right. Thanks, everybody.
Wrapping it up again. Later, guys.
Bye.